If you've been wondering whether or not you should update to the latest Nvidia driver 546.33, then this video is for you. Because in today's video I'll be comparing 546.29 versus 546.33. So sit down, strap in, let's go. Right guys, in today's video I'll be comparing the most recent Nvidia driver 546.33 versus the previous Nvidia driver 546.29, which I was actually quite a big fan of. So guys, before we get to my results, please head on over to my homepage. If you are subscribed to the channel, please just make certain that you have all notifications set. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so by the end of this video if you find this type of content helpful. And then after the video, you can just have a look through my homepage. I do have a whole bunch of performance optimizations, full GPU optimization did about 2 weeks ago. Full CPU optimization will show you how to unlock undervolting in 10th gen and newer CPUs in step number 1. Very helpful. And then I have a whole bunch of throw stop optimizations on my homepage as well, so you can go through that to your heart's content. In the description of this video, I will put a link to the GRD Driver Forum, and this just gives a forum or a platform to people to just moan about the latest Nvidia drivers. I will put this in, but the only reason I'm really drawing attention to this is because above and beyond people just talking shit, one of the open issues with all the Nvidia drivers from the last probably 4 to 6 months is that 10 series and 20 series PC may randomly freeze bug check when Windows hardware accelerated GPU scheduling and Nvidia SLI are both enabled. So with all the latest drivers, you can actually mitigate most problems by just going into Windows settings, going to gaming, going to graphic settings. Make sure hardware accelerated GPU scheduling is on, because this does hardware acceleration system wide. But then what you want to do is you want to go into Steam, you want to go into Discord, you want to go into VLC, and then you also want to go into your browser and you want to disable hardware acceleration, because once hardware accelerated GPU scheduling is done via Windows settings, it's done system wide. So apps that do hardware acceleration actually cause a conflict. So you can mitigate this issue over here by doing that hardware acceleration trick. Switch it on via Windows settings, switch it off in all the other apps, being Steam, Discord, VLC, as well as your browser. But I'm going to move on from that because I have done tons of video on this. I will put a link to hardware acceleration where I go over the step in detail in the description of this video. So guys, you came here for these results. So I did mention I'm going to be comparing 546.29 versus 546.33, but just for good measure I added in 546.17, and I'll get you just why I did that in a second or two. So guys, all my games are tested at medium settings with the exception of the newer titles. I do test on GTX 1650 laptop, so all the games from 2023 are generally on low because my system is under spec, but everything else is medium. I test on single player games because I only play single player games. I don't enjoy online multiplayer games, and also I just find the data to be a little bit unreliable for my methodology of testing. Where FSR 2.0 or 2.1 is available, I use the quality setting. And then as mentioned, I do test on a GTX laptop. If you so generally anything below a RTX 3050 Ti, your results should be comparable to mine. But you might find that if you got an RTX 3060 and up, my results won't mean much to you, because obviously RTX is a new technology, so it does interface with the drivers differently to GTX. And that will bring us to our results. So guys, I did benchmark over 14 games for 546.29, which I was a big fan of because it had very good performance. When I add up all the average FPS, I got to 947. When I add up all the 1% lows, I got to 713. And then when I add up all the 0.1% lows, I got to 604. So a very good driver in terms of stability, average FPS, 1% lows, as well as 0.1% lows. Then the driver that came out yesterday, 546.33. When I add up all the average FPS, I get to 946, so you can see there's no real difference there. When I add up all the 1% lows, I get to 713, so just as stable as 546.29. And then when I add up all the 0.1% lows, I get to 589. So a little bit lower there, but 546.33 has got great performance, just almost as good as 546.29, which was my preferred driver. But the thing that 546.33 really does have in its favor, and I'll just go to the video I did yesterday just to show you. Oh, there would be an ad now. Just 1 second. Oh my god, there would be 2 ads. Okay, so I'm just gonna get to it. I'll just say the temperatures on this latest driver are the thing that really sets it apart. So just look at, so you can see on the GPU and the CPU, there's anywhere between 1 to 3 degrees less on both your GPU and also on your CPU and your GPU. So this is Dead Space Remake. For Spider-Man Remastered, you'll notice the same trend. Here we go, 1 degree less, 3 degrees less on the GPU. So the thing that makes 546.33 so good is that you're going to get anywhere between 1 to 3 degrees less on your CPU, and by extension 1 to 3 degrees less on your GPU as well. So the temperatures of 546.33 are a big selling point, as well as the fact that it's got pretty much, other than 546.29, it's got the best performance overall out of any of the drivers I've tested this year, and I've tested tons of drivers. So guys, if you want the best temperatures, 546.33 has got very good performance, but it's also got very good temperature on the drivers. 546.29 still the best performing driver, but the reason why but it's a little bit hotter. The reason I added in 546.17, because guys, as it works in life, nothing is ever ceteris paribus. Nothing is ever constant. Like, things are always happening. So I'm busy doing another video, best settings for 1650 on Alan Wake 2 after the most recent patch 1.13 or 1.0.13. And the reason I bring that up is because texture pop-out has been a massive problem for Alan Wake. So if you do play Alan Wake, I actually would recommend that, or if you are replaying Alan Wake, I'd recommend that you use 546.17, and I'll tell you why. This is the only driver that mitigates or reduces the texture pop-out on Alan Wake 2, but there are specific settings that you use where you can completely get rid of texture pop-out. I just need to finish playing through Watery so that I can get to the section called We Sing, because that's the only time when I noticed texture pop-out last time I played Alan Wake 2 on 546.17. So if you do play Alan Wake, I recommend 546.17. If you want good temperatures and good performance, I recommend 546.33, because there's 1 to 3 degree lower on GPU and CPU temps. And if you just want the best performance, 546.29 is probably your baby. But as you can see, it's not straightforward. We've got a best driver for Alan Wake here, we've got a best driver for temperature, and we've got a best driver for overall performance. So choose your poison. Anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button. If you have any questions, please let me up in the comment section. And as always guys, if you're still watching and you haven't subscribed to this video, now's the time to do so. Have a good day. It's people like you. Cheers.